Welcome to another episode of Wow TL Cross. Let's connect some dots here. Have you ever seen this picture right here of Blastmaster KRS-One on one side, and on the other end of that picture is the late great Scott LaRock? Now there is someone who's supposed to be standing in between these two legends. I took the liberty of digitally removing the third legend just for the time being, but the person standing in between them in the original picture will blow your mind. Watch this. Okay, so remember the final scene in the film Crush Groove? We see the legendary Disco 3, aka the Fat Boys, doing their thing. We see the godfather of rap, Curtis Blow. We see Sheila E., obviously the Kings from Queens, Run DMC. So many people in that room. There's LL Cool J, Jekyll and Hyde. So I'm showing you this footage because the person who stands in between KRS-One and the late great Scott LaRock is in that room in Crush Groove, although I have yet to mention his name. Okay, so during the Bridge Wars, as they call it, we're talking the battle between Boogie Down Productions and Juice Crew All-Stars. Now obviously the story of the Juice Crew goes further back than the Juice Crew All-Stars, but we're going to deal with the Juice Crew All-Stars here. So to get to the bottom of this, here's the question we have to ask ourselves. Who was on the road with BDP during the time of the Bridge Wars? The answer has been hiding in plain sight the entire time. So let me attempt to show you a whole different angle to this whole thing. Enter Queens legend, video and film director Lionel C. Martin. In the early days of Video Music Box with the legendary Ralph McDaniels, he was also known as the Vid Kid. But I digress. Lionel C. Martin as a director played a huge role in many of the legendary videos of the period and beyond, one of the all-time GOATs. So Martin directed a number of Biz Markie videos, one in particular.
Oh baby, you got what I need.
Now, if you examine the very first scene in this music video, there's a huge piece to the puzzle. So these gentlemen are at C.W. Post College, sitting on the bench, roasting one another. But who are the people on this bench? We have Cut Master DJ Cool V. Right under him is a gentleman from Long Island by the name of Jeff. Now this is one of the same faces you'll see on Public Enemy's Rebel Without a Pause album. But again, I digress. Next to Cool V, you see Backspin, another Jersey guy who was down from the beginning. Then there's Little Red, Brick City native, but there's another gentleman sitting there. But I'll come right back to him, because the identity of the person sitting there would easily shed light on this Biz Markie interview. Now, although you can't see it right now, there is someone standing beside Juice Crew All-Star Biz Markie as he gave this interview. Knowing that might help bring it all together. Back to the Just a Friend video. What if I told you that one of the people sitting with Biz is a part of the Boogie Down Productions family? Are you following me? Now bear in mind, just a few years earlier, while BDP was on tour right in the middle of the Bridge Wars, Cool V was DJing for one of the acts that was on the same tour with BDP. Keep that in mind. In fact, remember when Biz said this?
I like to introduce myself. My name is Biz Markie.
Do you remember the very next thing he said? Because therein lies the answer to the picture that I showed you at the very beginning. So back to the interview Biz was giving. Now is the time to reveal who Biz was standing next to, because it's a piece to the puzzle. Juice Crew All-Star Biz is standing next to what would be considered the heart and soul of Boogie Down Productions, the late great Scott LaRock himself. Do you see where this is going? So here it goes. At the beginning, when I showed you this picture, this was taken smack dab in the middle of the Bridge Wars. BDP on one hand, Juice Crew All-Stars on the other hand. Let's go back to where we started. When you look at this scene in Crush Groove, you have Sal Albatello talking from the legendary Disco Fever. But if you look closely, you can also see Rick Rubin behind him. Now, next to the legendary Rick Rubin is one of hip-hop's biggest legends, Sir Juice himself, Mr. Magic. But it doesn't stop there. The same person beside Mr. Magic was someone you didn't even realize was in Crush Groove. Solving this would solve this mind-blowing picture. The person standing in between KRS-One and Scott LaRock is the same person Cool V DJ'd for while on the road with BDP. The same guy who represents the very next line in Biz's rap. Ladies and gentlemen, right there with KRS and Scott LaRock stood none other than Yes, while the hip-hop world was being taken by storm by one of hip-hop's most notorious battles, these two young black men were able to coexist, tour, thrive, city to city, state to state, spreading the spirit of hip-hop across the world together. When hip-hop worlds collide while finding ways to coexist and using those intersections to push the culture forward, we today could learn a lot from these giants. Juice Crew All-Stars, Boogie Down Productions, giving the ultimate definition to keeping it on wax. And for good measure, remember when KRS-One said this?
My brother's name is Kenny. That's Kenny Parker.
This takes us directly back to that bench while Biz Markie, who started beatboxing for MC Shan.
My MC name is Sham and Shantae
is sitting there with the brother of Blastmaster KRS-One. And there's more to that, but I'll leave it there for now. And there you have it.
Represent for the culture at all costs. I'm wild with them like TL Cross.